Number 5. The Missouri Compromise, 1820. With the application of Missouri for statehood, the traditional balance between the number of slave states and the number of free states became disrupted. As a result, controversy arose within Congress over the issue of slavery. The Missouri Compromise was a document improvised by Henry Clay in 1820, and it admitted Maine as a free state and Missouri as a slave state. It was intended to satisfy both the North and South. It was also significant because it signified the growing tensions and sectional differences between the North and South. The North opposed the expansion of slavery, while the South justified slavery as crucial to maintaining their economy. It was the first sign of division within America itself, and these growing tensions would eventually result in the Civil War in 1861. Number 4. The Civil Rights Act of 1964. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 outlawed segregation in public areas as well as discrimination in the workplace. It played a huge role in the civil rights movement in the 1960s by calling for integration of blacks and whites. However, this document not only applied to African Americans, but women as well. In 1967, under the Johnson administration, Title IX was added to give women more equal opportunities in academics and athletics. Without this document, America would not be what it is today, a democratic society towards African Americans, other minorities, employees, and women. Number 3. The 13th Amendment, 1865. The 13th Amendment was one of the 3 Civil War amendments that greatly expanded the rights of African Americans. More importantly, it abolished the long-held tradition of slavery. Freed slaves no longer had to work under their white masters. They were able to live their own lives unimpeded. Although still heavily discriminated in the South, free blacks enjoyed more political legal status than ever before. It was the first step towards equality with whites, which would come many years later. Overall, the 13th Amendment was significant because it challenged the traditional status of blacks. They were no longer slaves, but they were free citizens. Imagine how different America would be today if slavery still existed. Number 2. The U.S. Constitution, 1787. It was the first official written constitution that replaced the weaker Articles of Confederation. Originally, the Articles gave the states more sovereignty and created a weak unicameral legislature. As a result, Congress could not levy taxes upon the states without their consent, nor regulate interstate commerce. The economy stagnated. The Depression hit farmers especially hard, and in 1786, a band of farmers led by Dan O'Shea protested their burdens. This rebellion signaled the need for a stronger central government. Without the Constitution, our government and political system would be a lot different. We would not have a Bill of Rights, a balanced economy, a bicameral legislature, 3 branches of government, nor an electoral system for the president. Number 1. The Declaration of Independence, July 4, 1776. The Declaration of Independence was a landmark document that formally declared the colonists' separation from Britain. To understand the significance of this document, we must trace back as to why the colonists declared their independence. Before the French and Indian War in 1754, Britain usually had a lax regulation policy over the colonies known as salutary neglect. As a result, the colonists expected more and more freedom over the course of time. This was the main cause in the formation of the Declaration of Independence, since many of the navigation acts during the late 16th and early 17th centuries remained relatively unenforced. It was difficult for the colonies to accept more stringent regulations without some form of protest. After years of Britain's intrusive policies and failure to recognize the colonists' rights, the colonists had no choice but to declare their independence. On July 4, 1776, renowned writer and future President Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. Without this document, we probably would have lacked the support needed to win the Revolutionary War. America would have been completely different in its ideals, and lastly, we wouldn't even have a United States. Even now, July 4th has become a historical landmark and a widespread celebrated holiday within the United States. It was truly the most defining moment in American history. For these reasons, the Declaration of Independence has earned itself the #1 position in our countdown.